Hey, good to have you back. We're coming at you with another fun episode of Business Growth Time. Today, we've got Social Sonia with us. We're going to talk about conferences, but before we introduce her, I got to say hello to my good friend, longtime pal, wonderful high school mates. Gosh, should we talk about how many years it's going to be
Oh,
for
it's
this
so
reunion?
embarrassing. I'm not even that old.
No, you're not. I am. But so that's Janet E. Johnson, where the E is going to stand for in. Hmm, wow, endangered? I don't think we've used endangered. That's how it is when we're old
Oh,
like we are. It's like we're an endangered
endangered species. That's good.
going downhill fast, man. So, Janet, are you good? Things are well?
Things are well. Yep. We were just talking about this reunion thing we got coming up that's endangered. There you go.
Mhm. So much endangerment. So many years of, oh my God, it's been since high school. Way more than we were actually in school at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. There, that's a good way to put it. Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Social Sonia, did you ever like age at all? Have you gotten older since you went to high school, or you stayed totally young the whole time, right?
You know what? Just to be honest with you, physically yes, but probably spiritually, I'm still in my 20s. I cannot get out of that
Thank
state.
you. Me too. Me too.
Love it.
Totally agree.
I don't, yeah, I don't.
29. I've been 29 for a really long time. I go, well, I could be. It just sounds so great. It's
Right? I think I'm
great.
25, and I
Oh,
just felt it was my best age, and it was kind of like good enough for me, mature enough, and I had a good time. So I feel like that's how I feel even today.
yeah. Yep.
That makes me the young buck on the show because I'm 17. I love every minute of it. Well, that is cool. So Janet asked me earlier, how the heck do you know Social Sonia? And I said, what are you talking about? You two are connected on Facebook.
Isn't that funny?
It's so fun. So I met Social Sonia as a result of a group that she puts together, which I don't know why the heck the E word wasn't events, since we're going to be talking about conferences and events. But Social Sonia's got a really cool Facebook group. And she'll tell you the name of it specifically, but I always think of it as conferences and events, where she shares strategies on how to work those conferences, how to maximize your time and energy and effort inside of those events, and how to meet cool people. You two have something in common. You both have real cool shots with you and a young fella named Gary V. So you guys can talk a little bit about that. Social Sonia actually has a video of him teaching people how to pronounce her name. I think he's from like Belarus. I don't know where that is relative to Serbia.
Mm.
Are they close? Are they in the
Uh,
same?
Not really, not really.
Okay.
He just, he loves. I'm from Serbia. I came here 11 years ago, and he's immigrant himself, so he feels like he always wants to learn more about where people come from, why they came, and what kind of plan do they have, you know, here in the United States. So, Terry and Jen, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited about this, especially what you guys are talking about. It's really amazing. Networking, building relationships, it's so important. This is why I have actually my Facebook group called Conference for Entrepreneurs. And this is all about, to me, it started very with the idea of having few people in this group, and those people I want to invite that I meet at the conference. So, hey, come to my group, so we can kind of continue our relationship, right? And from there, actually, my group started growing. And then when people started approaching me as somebody who is always at the conferences, who kind of knows so many people and interacts with everybody, when they started approaching me to help them with networking, I realized there is something to it. Not everybody knows how to network, right? So I'm extrovert. I'm natural at networking, but I also need to work on different strategies when it comes to networking. Building relationship is not easy, right? It's easy to talk to people, but obviously when you are connecting with somebody, you want to have a certain way how you do that, right? So most of the time when I go to conferences, I have a different approach, and sometimes people just really want to get to know me. They want to know more about me. They want to know how to connect with me. But then I also have those approaches where I have like somebody just give me a business card and say, hey, I can help you with this, just call me, and that's absolutely not the way how you should approach anybody, right? So my mission and vision is to really educate everybody who goes to events, meetings, conferences, to actually take time and introduce themselves properly and build those relationships, right? Where you can actually have a relationship for a long term, not only for one-time meeting. So that's the whole idea behind Conference for Entrepreneurs, and me helping entrepreneurs actually connect better. I'm a natural connector. I love to connect people. I always look for, okay, who is looking for who, or who should know each other. That's what I really enjoy, and it's my pleasure when I know, okay, you two should know each other, or things like that. So I really love that.
And that's is so key, right? It's such an important skill set, and it's great to be able to find those connectors inside of the conference who can actually do that, because it shortens the time and the element, and it makes it so much easier for you to find so much more value inside of the event, or even just the time you're spending, right? So good for you. Good for you. Janet, I know you run a monthly event. Is it monthly or is it weekly? It's monthly, right?
Monthly. Mm-hmm.
It's monthly.
Mm-hmm.
So do you get to play the role of connector and introduce people from time to time?
I do all the time. I do that in life though, too. So it's not just, and Terry does too. I mean, we all, I think, are kind of that way, because we just are business networkers. But I do find it interesting that you're exactly right, Sonja, on how some people just don't know how to introduce themselves, how they've never done the business networking maybe, or they're just, they spew all over you instead of learning about you. So let's start with that. Like, what would you suggest people do when they introduce themselves?
Well, it's actually, I experienced this, and it's quite uncomfortable when somebody comes to you and say, hey, you know what, here's my business card. I can do for you Facebook ads, I can do for you funnels and digital marketing, and I am the person who does that, right? So I just always say, okay, this is great, but I always take a time. I say, this is a conference, and I want to give you one tip because I really want to help you. I also do, which is mentioned, social media marketing. So for you, right approach would be to really kind of say, hey, Sonja, why you came to this conference, what you're looking to learn, who you're looking to meet, right? So kind of like ask me questions, and then you'll find out that I actually do what you do. And then maybe I don't have to be your client. I can be your friend. I can collaborate with you. We can maybe have some trainings together. We can refer to each other. Maybe I work with chiropractors, maybe work with real estate agents, and we can kind of refer to each other. So we don't have to be competitors. We can collaborate on so many levels. So when people go to conference, business owners, some of them are very excited and energized, and they're really looking forward to connections. Some of them are really like looking for clients, which is great. You should be looking for clients, but the way how we do it is like you do have to have a strategy, right? So you can get a client just by really giving them advice, give them strategy on spot, or just helping them. And when you do that, you'll see how many people actually want to work with you. It's so much easier to connect with people and tell them, hey, for example, I met a chiropractor at a conference, and I told him, you know what, this is what I will do, right? And he came to the conference to learn about all these things. But because I have been doing it, I could actually kind of put everything summarized for him, right? I'll say, hey, this is what I will do. I'll build this kind of funnel. I'll have this kind of offer. Then this is how I'll follow up with them, and then I'll do this and that, right? I kind of gave him a little brief strategy, right? So he was so impressed that he gave me testimonial right on spot, saying like how knowledgeable I am about this. He was so impressed with me that somebody will just give him so much information. I didn't think about anything like that, right? Because at the time I was working with real estate agents, and that was my focus, my niche, right? So, but I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to different kind of local businesses. I can make a strategy and help them, with that. So if you have any kind of skill that can help somebody, go ahead and tell them about it. Because you can collaborate with people so easily, right? So for example, I'm so happy to have Terry in my group. he is networker. I have another person in my group that's also a professional networker, right? The way how I see them, they can really help me. I'm excited about Terry's book. I really want to read it, and I really want to learn something from him, because I read all the time about how to network better, how to connect better, how to how to follow up better. So I learned from people that have been in networking business for a long time, because I am sure they know something that I don't. So that's how I see people. And when I go to conferences, I'm very excited, because it's certain energy. There is certain level of intelligence as well, because these people, they come and they pay, expensive tickets, or they travel, or they pay expensive hotels, or they spend time at the conference to learn something and connect. So that's a high level energy, high level vibration, high level frequencies. So if you do all of that, you spend money, you spend your time, you leave your family and business put aside for a moment to come to the conference, you need to be prepared. You need to have a strategy in place. And when you show up, it has to be on point, has to be on brand. Because many times people say, my website is on brand, my Facebook is on brand, my ads are on brand, but then you show up and you are not on your brand. You are giving out business cards, you think you're gonna get some clients, right? So if you are, you have to always show up on brand, even if it's face-to-face. It doesn't change.
Right, and that's a great example. And I'm probably giving away the farm here, but we told Sonja that she was going to do a podcast, right? And a lot of times podcasts are audio only, but we record on video through Zoom. And so when she showed up, she was like all kind of casual, ready to go. It was a voice thing. And she was like, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. She put on something red, threw on some lipstick, and now she is completely on brand for you people watching the show. And she was sincere and honest and direct about it, because I think like my biggest shortfall is consistency. I do things, I start things, I do them for a little while, then I go do something else. And then I'm like, oh, what was really cool is when I was doing this, I should go back to that, right? So I am up like this. There's no consistency. But
you have a big consistent podcast, but because thanks.
Terry, everybody is like that. Everybody lacks some consistency on some area. So nobody is really perfect. Nobody has really, those are like, especially if you're a creative person, we are people that allow, we have shiny object syndrome, and we just like to, we get inspired when we see something. And, there are two different, types of people, those that have ideas, that are creative, they're equally important as those that execute. If you find a perfect match, if you partner with somebody who executes, and then somebody who has ideas, this is a perfect match, right? So it's good to have people like you. It's good to have those. I am actually like you. I love ideas, and I'm very creative. And I always have to have next to me somebody who knows how to be like on time, execute, and put things in place. So it's I always say you have to find your perfect match, perfect partner, somebody who can really help you with that, right? And you can find these people even when you go to conferences, you really get to know people, who they are, right? There's a friend of mine that's actually all about personalities, right? So she works with people based on personality type. And I believe in it, because based on personality type, you can go to events, right? And you can really, figure out why can you connect easily with this person, but you can connect easily with this person, right? So it's really the way how you are wired. And also the way what you really want to accomplish. When I started, I really didn't know much about conference, just to be honest. I want a ticket to conference. This is why I went to conference. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even go, because I didn't know importance of it. So I was following this this marketer that was like really, really, very known in area as far as like digital marketing and social media. And I was learning, because at the time I had a business for moms, and I want to develop my blog. I wanted to be better at it. And one day she said she's doing conference and she's giving tickets away, right? So she had few tickets she was willing to give away. And I actually won it. I won a VIP ticket, and didn't even know what I was supposed to do. I arrived there earlier, and I remember I came so early that that nobody was there. But I started to kind of interact with volunteers. I started to look around the conference, and I started really getting that like the amazing energy and a vibe, and people were coming and they started hugging me, and I was like, what's going on here, right? So then I got into the VIP section, and I was able to connect with speakers. And they gave me strategies on spot. People that are YouTubers, they have millions views on YouTube. They gave strategy for me about how do I have to show up. And I will never forget. That's a power of connecting, right, with the right people. I said I don't want to be on video because I have an accent, and I don't think so people can understand my accent, right? And he told me, you need to show up. You have to actually show up on video, because when you speak, you also use hands, which you can see, right? And people will watch you and they will understand you because they need to see you, right? So and they say you need to take time. You need to put you need to speak about something that you're really passionate about. So you don't need to worry about if people will understand you. They will understand your passion, your energy, and especially you have to be on video, because when people see you, they can actually connect with you better, right? So after that, I really was practicing my speaking. I practiced my confidence about how I think about myself showing up, because I have accent, right? And I started doing a lot of workshops, right? So from there, I don't actually worry anymore about my accent. I don't worry about how I sound, because I know that what I say is important, and I know if you really want to learn about networking or conferences or social media digital marketing, and you want to learn from me, you will listen, right? So I just connected with the right person at the conference that gave me that confidence, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the power of conference, because and there are a lot of people that actually met a time that gave me other different kind of advice. And this is where I look around and realize that half of the room, they were social media marketers. I had no idea what it was. I was like, well, what do you guys do, right? And they said we manage accounts, we do digital marketing for clients. And I got really curious. So then I signed up for a training, teaches how to become a social media manager, how to become, and then later I signed up for how to do Facebook ads, and then how to do messenger marketing. I grew my skills. And I opened my own agency. So that's because of one conference. So this is why I believe, because I experienced this. I experienced the change in me, and how I changed as a business owner, how I changed as a person, and how much, how confident I got after one conference was over. So I always encourage people, if you're an introvert, your place is at a conference. And I know the introverts, they say, no, that's the last place I want to be is conference. And I always say, conferences are great for introverts, but you need to have your own way of doing it, right? Because as an extrovert, I am the person who walks in and I already know people, and I just go in and I interact and hug and I approach and I walk up to you and I talk to you, right? As an introvert, you're not this way, right? So as an introvert, you still can connect, but you will not be doing as extra. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to somebody else, but you should be prepared, which means if you're an extrovert, you still have to ask questions. The same thing what I told at the beginning. What made you come to this conference? What are you looking to get out of it? It's so ask people about them, because when people start talking about themselves, right, naturally they will ask you a question about you, and this is how conversation happen, right? So as long as you point question towards the person, looking to learn about them, you don't need to worry about what to ask them next, because people start talking about themselves, because this is what they love, right? Mm-hmm. So I say introverts, if you're an introvert, you definitely should be going to conference, because your confidence level will go so high.
Well, I think as entrepreneurs, we buy. And so this is a way to, and some of us are in social media. Are you guys hearing me okay? Because my thing keeps saying your internet is unstable. You've
bounced in and out a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. because I know what's going on, but I don't want to change it because I don't want to ruin our Zoom for us. But I know I'm on the wrong connection. So anyway, hopefully it works. But bottom line is, it's a great way to connect with like-minded people. And so what you're saying basically is, there's the like-minded people side, there's the motivational side, there's a potential client side. Not all events are just to go to get clients.
Exactly. So I will say you have to have a strategy. What do you need in your business right now? Do you need to grow audience? Do you need more clients, right? What do you need? If you need more clients, then entrepreneurial conference is not for you. Except those, those are the clients you serve, right? If you need more chiropractic clients or dental, dentists or more real estate agents, you need to find where they are, right? So many people, they will go to conferences that are for digital marketers, and they work with local businesses, and they say, hey, identify clients, of course, because you should be going to more industry niche conferences where those dentists or chiropractors are. So for example, I actually share this in my group that I'm going to it's local for me. It's a huge local business conference called a Business Expo. And this conference is all about businesses, right? So I already have a strategy in place. How I'm going to show up, how I'm going to introduce myself. What is my follow-up? Yes, I do have follow-up. I didn't even go to conference. I didn't even meet anybody, but I already have a follow-up. I know how I want to show up. I know how I want to follow up. I know that I want them to know me before I go there. So I'll show up with my educational content before they go to the conference, right? I also already invited, I have a group of, almost close to 100 now, local business owners in my area, where I said, who will go with me? Because I want to come in tribe. I want to have, people that come with me together so we can introduce to each other, right? So, hey, I know this person, and you should know this person, right? So when you go with people that you know, it's easy to kind of build those relationships, because it's so much easier when you are introduced to somebody, right?
True.
That's so much, it's always the best way, right? And referrals. But again, preparing for conference, I already know how to network. I still have to prepare. So this is why I always say, you have to know how you will appear, how you will follow up. What will you, what is the first when they connect with me? What then? Will I give them business card? Will I have them? Will I give them some kind of gift? Maybe some kind of, some kind of strategy for business or something, right? So what is the best way to approach this? So I am already on it, and I always say, you need to prepare for every conference you go to. Doesn't matter if it's local, if you have to travel, especially if you really invest a lot of money, you have to be prepared, because it's all about how you show up and how you build those relationships. I still have relationships people that I met at my very first conference. And for example, even Terry met this girl that was, speaking about LinkedIn. She's from my very, very first conference, right? So you see, there's so many years after, we're still connected. I've still watched her, see what she's doing. If she's doing something that I can help her, in my case, she shares with me her knowledge. I help her grow her audience, right? So we collaborate. But we do the same thing. We help clients with the same services, right? But she has something that I don't teach, and I have audience that she needs to be introduced to, right? So, it's all about collaboration. And I don't see her as a competitor, because, I'm sure she has her ways how she finds clients, and I have my ways how I find clients. So there is no competition. It's as long as people understand there is an abundance, right? There's so many business owners that always need your help. Then you'll have totally different approach. Your approach changes the way how you think about building relationships, right? I always say, be genuine. If you can help on the spot, give them some advice that they can actually use. And, just set up that expectation. Hey, I would love to follow up with you when it's a good time. Not, hey, I would love to teach you my services when it's a good time, but I would love to follow up with you, right? To see how you're doing. What did you get out of the conference or event? Maybe we can get together to, to see, brainstorm on something, right? And go from there. Because it's all about really, how you connect, and what is the relationship with that you will have with people, right? That's it. This is how you will get more clients. This is how you will be able to build your business. This is how you will be able to build your network. And so many times, I go to conference and just meet people, and they're not my, they don't become my clients or my partners. But, year after, they connect with me and they say, hey, I do have something I would love to talk to you about, or I want to introduce you to somebody, and that person changes your life, right? So that's how it goes. I actually have done in 1 year 50 workshops, total over 60 workshops together, and I spoke a New York City stage, which was my huge desire to do that. But when I was doing those workshops, they were free. Every Monday I'll show up and I'll teach a local community about social media and marketing, right? First of all, I started because I wanted to learn how to present, right? Then I learned how to present. I connected. So people that came, not all of them became my clients, right? But those that didn't, they still refer me, right? They still refer me. They connect me, with people that are in community, which is very important to me. So that is how it works, because I strongly believe that first you have to give before you are able to receive. That's like kind of natural the way how I think, and I hope that everybody who is now really who is in a business, in a pitching business only, that will very soon realize that a way to go and build strong businesses is all about connecting.
Yep, Terry and I have had that conversation many times about and we interviewed Bob with Go Giver, give before you can expect to receive. I mean, and you don't even never expect. I mean, I think it's just give, and you will receive, never expect to receive.
It's like loaning $100 to a relative. Might as well just hand it to them.
True.
And if they never see you again, maybe it's the best $100 you ever spent.
Exactly.
I agree with that. I have the same stuff when it comes to family. Just, okay, here you go.
There you go.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, good. So I like the idea of having a plan, knowing what you're going to get out of it, knowing what you're going to give to it. And I like the thought process of, here, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to give. This is who I'm going to serve. This is who I want to meet. This is how I'm going to follow up with them. How do you really determine which conferences to attend and which conferences to avoid? Because if I look at events and networking events in particular, I could go to 37 different events every single day pretty easily. Right? But we can't all just spend all day, every day networking. That doesn't work. Can't spend all day, every day learning. That doesn't work. So if you help us prioritize what our real goals and objectives should be from an event.
So what is your goal in your business? Do you need more clients? Do you need to grow your audience? What is your goal, right? You need more clients. You want to go to niche events and industries. Probably they're local to you. Some of them are really local. You look around, Eventbrite. There are different kind of meetups that actually they announce conference in meetups as well. So if you want, to get more clients, you definitely want to see where those clients are. So I always go back to first, what is your goal? Second of all, who is your ideal client? Then when you know your real client, who is this client? Where do they usually go? Where do they get their information from? Like, where do they hang out? And you need to go where they hang out. And then when you show up there, then you have to give them something valuable, right? Connect with them and give them something valuable, right? So if you're going to conference, for example, you want to connect with your, in my case, will be other digital marketers, right? I will go to conferences where are teaching different kind of digital marketing strategies, right? Where because I want to be also known, I want to be known and respected in my circles as well, right? So you also have to go to conferences where people are going that are digital marketers, right? In my case. But I also will spend more time to go to places where my ideal client is, right? So it's really what is your goal in your business. You have to decide what is the best thing to do. right? So, not always when I actually signed up for one conference and decided not to go, because I signed a year before that, and when time came to go, I had different vision and different goals and different things I was working on. I love, I'm in a program, it's called 90-Day Year, right? It's all about what you do in your 30 days, in your 90 days. Every 3 months, you change what you're working on, right? So when I was about to go to the conference, it didn't really match with what I was doing. So I said, I'm going to give away my 2 tickets. So I already have a group. So for me, it was easy to give away those tickets, right? But you can also sell your tickets. You don't have to always give away. It's really up to you, right? But like, for example, I like to get my tickets ahead because I get the best deal, right? I get early bird in discounted prices, things like that, right? And then later I can, either sell it or give away. It's really, you have to have strategy behind it as well. I like to plan my conferences based on what is my next thing I'm about to do and what will help me the most, right? I have been going to a lot of digital marketers conference when I was working on my skill, where I need to connect with people that I can go to and ask questions. I'm very well connected in my area. I can always go to somebody and say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And I can figure out how to help my client better, right? Because I'm so connected in my in the digital marketing world, right? But if I need more clients, this is another conference I'll go to. I'll go to different local events. So many people, they don't really look around and see what's happening. For example, I live in outside of Philadelphia, and there's so many events, local events, that are happening all the time. People even travel to come to Philadelphia, right? So I am sure that if you look around, you have all kind of events, and you don't have to wait for people for events to happen. You can create your own workshops, because then you can attract people come to you. All you have to do is just say whatever you're teaching. Just say, hey, I'll have like this 1 hour workshop here, right? Who would like to learn? And you will see how they will start coming to you, because they wanna learn. They want to ask you questions. So that's the best way to go if you really want to be known in your local area. Always there's something that's called when it comes to relationship. There are we call it like it's a social capital, right? They're like a really bridging capital, right? Where you have relationship, where you are building relationships with people that can help you, connect you with more. For example, Terry, you are my bridging capital, right? So you're connecting with Janet, right? So you are somebody who can connect me with more people, right? I also connect you with more people. So me and you, we can collaborate on so many levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Maybe down the road we will become a client of each other in a certain way. Maybe we don't know, but I know for sure at this time I can connect you with so many people, and you can connect me with so many people, right? So I will not stop building this relationship with you because you're important to me. Right? So you can, you can help me to get to know more people, and I can help you to get to know more people, right? It's very important for me to have your relation with you, right? So people don't like to they don't like to give a time to relationship like this, because they feel, okay, he's not my client, I have nothing to do with you, right? I believe in relationship with you more than anything else, because guess what? You are helping local clients. You have your podcast. You are so well connected. Right? So I definitely want to build a relationship with you, right? Because I want to be also known. We share the same ideal client. You have a lot of local clients, right? And you meet a lot of local clients know you, and I want to be known to local clients, right? So this is just example. I gave example so people can understand how it works, right? But also, you also have to have, you have to understand how much of local clients do you know. If you know a lot of local clients but less of Terrys, then you have to find more Terrys, right? If you know a lot of Terrys but not really local clients, then you have to go here. So you have to always balance. Make sure that you are well balanced, right? And there has to be a very relevant to your goal and what you are going. So, for example, I have been posting a lot of tips and content regards to local clients about different strategies for them, how different funnel strategies, ad copy and ad creatives and things like that. When I decided I wanted to build more my group, Conference for Entrepreneurs, I started posting more about networking, about going to conferences, right? So my content changed for time being, right? Until I accomplish that goal, then I'm going to say, okay, what is my next goal? Okay, now I'm going to, right? Not that I'm going to switch all the time, but I want to make sure I balance on all areas, right? So it's okay if you have few ideas and few goals. You can just switch around and kind of build that audience as well, right? So now as I am building, so people that I came to my group, they are actually bringing people that are like them to the group, because I see all the time they invite other people that love conferences, right? So now my group is kind of growing on its own a little bit, right? I'm still putting content out there, but it is all about what are you working right now on. So this is how your content changes. This is how your approach changes. So I'm very, have a strategy in place when it comes to who do I want to connect with, right? And I'm very genuine when it comes to that. So like if Terry comes to me and says, Sonja, this is what I need, how can you help me? I'll find a way to either connect him with people or help him somehow, because that's how it goes, right? So I really respect all my contacts, and I always ask them, what can I do for you? How my group can help you? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for picking my group to be inside, right? So my group is not huge, but it's growing every day, right? But I always say, thank you for being in my group. What can my group help you with, right? Why did you come here? I want to help you more, right? So kind of like genuine interest in people that come to you, because they come to you means they see something they need help from you, or they want to somehow connect with you, right? I'm very happy that so many people now organizers post in my group and ask for speakers, right? So somebody else can get a chance to now get some kind of build their business with connecting, right?
Now, Terry, you're in this group, correct?
I am in this group, yes.
Okay. And that's kind of how you guys met. And what is it called again? And is it a free group or a paid group?
I'm sorry, I don't hear you. Is this only me, or an apologies?
It's probably my end.
No, I'm hearing her fine. The group is called Conferences for Entrepreneurs.
Oh, I actually don't hear Terry either.
It's I don't know.
Right.
And I hear you, and I can tell Janet does.
Is it okay if I leave and come back like in 1 second? Maybe this is okay.
We're almost done. So
I didn't hear you anything like I just see you. I apologize for that.
Weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but she'll just hop out and in, and then let's finish it. It's getting long. You do it.
This is all part of the show. Can we cut this part?
Yep, we will.
Here we go. I'm back.
Are we
can
better?
you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you guys editing this, right?
Yeah, we hope so.
Part, yeah.
We will cut it all out.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Good. So the name of the group that I am in, that Sonja started, is Conferences for Entrepreneurs. She does a great job running the group. It's very organized. She shares a ton of good information. My favorite thing, and what really drew me to it, is she actually created a list of 300 different events that are going on that are entrepreneurial focused over the course of the year. And you can actually, if you're a member of the group, you can request to get the list, and it's beautifully done. She obviously put a ton of time and effort into it. So good work by her on that. So Sonja, in addition to Conferences for Entrepreneurs, because we got to wrap this up, we're at time now. Where can people find you? How do they connect with you? What's your favorite social platform? So website, where'd it go?
So I really want everybody, if you guys are listening to this, I'd like for you to come to Conference for Entrepreneurs Facebook group. If you just type in Conference for Entrepreneurs, you can find everything what Terry mentioned, where you'll be able to find your 300 US conference list. I actually have 150 international So that's 450 conferences you should be going to. There are real estate conferences, there are digital marketing conferences, affiliate marketing, like all kind of conferences. You can, I really pick them up based on how many people go there, and popular conferences, right? Also, I have the whole list of organizers' information. Meaning, if you really want to be a speaker, you need information from organizer. I actually have that all of these conferences that I'm giving out, I have organizers' information, so you can go connect with them and actually become a speaker as well. So the conference, the group is really want you to come, because you'll be able to connect with people that love what you love, go to events, connect with organizers, and connect with speakers. Right, and from there, obviously, I always bring different experts, and you can also connect with the experts and learn different kind of trainings from them. So I think the group has pretty good content for you to kind of see where you really want to go. I always bring experts when it comes to LinkedIn, when it comes to Facebook ads, speaking, creating content, doing messenger marketing. So you really can, from the group, see where you really want to go. But I will say, I would love for you to be in the group if you're listening to here. I do have Social Sonja TV, which I upload all the recordings from the group there. So, but for now, I would definitely like for you to come to the group.
Very awesome. And Janet, where do they find us?
Businessgrowthtime.xyz is our Business Growth Time group on Facebook. And then we also can have all the past episodes at businessgrowthtime.com/podcast. And it's easy as that. So thank you so much, Sonja, for coming on our show. We appreciate it. Lots of great information.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. And please let me know. I cannot wait to share this.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.